I'm going to answer some of your questions about this plastic welding. You can see this is the plastic repair that I did last week. A lot of you had comments on the previous video, so I'm going to address those now. First of all, this is a 100-gallon Rubbermaid stock tank. I paid $120 for this about 2 or 3 years ago with the intent of using it as an ice bath. And just like the rest of my hopes and dreams, that intent died off pretty quick. So I had to bring this inside. You can see that it snowed outside today. I cleaned a place off on my floor, tried to get as dry of a place to show you that this isn't going to leak when we fill it up. So some of you were complaining that I didn't fill it up enough last time and that there was going to be head pressure that would cause it to leak. Whether that's true or not, I only put in a couple inches because I wanted to be able to tip it up to be able to make sure there were no leaks. But in this video, I'm going to go ahead, fill it all the way up. A couple of you have said that Rubbermaid has a lifetime warranty. I didn't know that. I probably would have returned it, but if I had returned it, got a new one, you never would have been able to see this video where I could show you how to plastic weld. Several of you brought up good ideas about doing a stop drill at the end of the cracks. This is a good idea, and it's something that I do on other plastics when I don't plan on repairing them right away. And what a stop drill is, at the end of your crack, you're going to drill a small hole, and that's going to prevent the crack from spreading out further. Where this was already cracked all the way, and it wasn't being used, like an ATV where you might have vibration or something. I didn't think doing a stop drill was necessary on the crack, and since I was going to weld it together anyways to repair it, I still didn't think it was necessary, but I could be wrong. You guys can let me know what you think. I replied to one comment where someone asked, wouldn't it be better to just buy a new tank? If a customer had brought this tank to me, I would have estimated the repair on the job at about $80, and I honestly would have told them they probably would have been better off to just buy a new tank anyways. But you'd be surprised at how many customers still bring me stuff, and regardless of the price of the repair, they still want it to repair because it is cheaper than buying new. With all the money that I've invested in my plastic welding supplies, I can tell you that it's made me thousands of dollars just in savings on my own equipment, as well as doing plastic jobs for other people. The other controversial topic I was going to touch on was referring to it as welding. It seemed like several of you were pretty heated. The fact that I was using the term welding, thinking that welding only refers to using an electrical arc. I won't go too deep into it, but suffice it to say, you can look up the definition of welding and come to your own conclusion whether or not this falls into welding. A lot of you say, oh, it's just melting a hot glue stick in. I mean, welding's just melting a metal rod in. It's however you want to look at it, that's fine with me, but I'm still going to call it plastic welding. Several of you were asking how in the world this tank would have cracked in the first place because they're nearly indestructible. I never drained it for the winter, so this just sat on my back porch, ended up freezing into a solid chunk of ice. At the bottom of the tank, it kind of tapers in, and I think it froze there and split it out and ultimately caused the crack. Because the previous times we'd have 3 or 4 inches of ice in this, we could break the ice, no problem, it still would hold. And here we are, tank's completely full of water now. I'll give you a walk around to show you that the repair is holding. There's no leaks. The one advantage with doing the plastic welding as opposed to fiberglass or any other type of glue repair is that as this heats up and expands and contrasts, the welding material is the same material as the base material, so it'll expand and contrast at the same rate and will be less likely to crack again. I've been doing these plastic welding jobs for almost 10 years now. There is a technique to doing it the right way, but they can be quality repairs if done correctly.